What's up, everybody? Do you have a Cox box with a headset with this connector on it? My guess is you probably got some scratchy speakers too. Stick around for this video to see how you can fix it so you can get rid of all that scratchy noise and get a little bit more life out of your equipment. All right, what's up, everybody? So last week we talked about speakers and speaker connections and scratchy speakers and how to keep those connections clean so you don't get scratchy speakers. That's super easy to diagnose. If you've got one speaker that's kind of scratchy, it's most likely going to be the speaker. If all of your speakers are scratchy, it's most likely going to be the Cox box connection. Either the main plug coming into the Cox box or the headset where it plugs into the Cox box. Now, for those of you that have been around long enough, you recognize what's here on the table in front of us. This is the old style connector. It's called a BNC connector. And these were because a lot of you out there still have these, are notorious for getting really bad connections and being really scratchy. And if you remember, you could like hold the cable in one specific spot and it wouldn't be scratchy. So the coxswain had to just not move the entire practice in order for it to work. But we're going to try to give you some tips and tricks here to help keep you from having to do that. Now, first off, I just want to say this isn't the exact connector. I'll put up a picture so you can see. This one doesn't have a insulator around the inside like the one for a Cox box does, but this will work for our purposes. So this is the headset side, and then this side is the Cox box side. Now, a couple things to note. You're going to have a pin right in the middle on the headset side, and you're going to have these little tabs on the inside here. You can see them on that inside ring, these little tabs. Now, the key to this thing are these little tabs here. Right, so as the coxswains, over time, in and out, twisting, pulling, pushing, these little tabs kind of get bent in. You can see that one bent in just a little bit. Bent in, right? And they all get kind of bent in. I'm going to exaggerate it so you can see which direction I'm talking about. They all get bent in like that. And what's needed, those pins need to make contact with this inside, stop that from rolling, with this inside edge of this piece on the Cox box. So first and foremost, you need to look at these little tabs and see which direction they are. If it looks like they're really tight on that center insulator part, then what you're going to want to do is take a small screwdriver. This is just a little tiny, whatever electronic screwdriver you could use, and you could use the tip of a knife. It doesn't really matter. Just something that you can get in between that insulator and that tab. And what I always did was I'd put it in there, and then I would just twist the screwdriver just a little bit. And that'll just create a little bit of space, and it'll push these tabs back out. Which is all you're trying to do. You're trying to get the tabs a little bit further out so they make good contact with the inside edge of this piece on the Cox box. And that's really that's really the main part to it, is getting these tabs to just go back out and be a little bit firm. Now, if you push the tabs too far out, you won't be able to get the connector onto the Cox box. You won't be able to get the headset onto the Cox box because now those tabs are hitting the top edge of the connector. And so it obviously won't go all the way in, and you won't get connection onto the pin. So make sure you don't push them too far out, like I did there. Right, push them out just enough so it starts to get snug. Oh yeah. And then it'll slide down in, and you make your twisting motion, and there it is. Right, that's as easy as it is. That's the biggest part to these headsets, are these little tabs. right? You got to get those right. Cleaning them, it's similar to what we did with the speakers, right? A little bit of alcohol, Q-tip or a pipe cleaner, whatever, right? Just get the gunk out of it, right? Any gunk that's in there, just get it all out, right? On the Coxbox side, you can take your little swab it down in there, right? If you can get your pipe cleaner or something down to clean out the pin hole for where the pin from the headset goes, do that, right? End up with a nice clean component, and then you take your Nylogel, give it a little squeeze, put a little bit down in there, right? So we've got just a little bit, or you can just barely see it. Just a little bit right there on the end. When you put the two connectors together, the pin on this side will push that gel down onto the inside, right? And if you want to put a little bit on the outside edges, you can put a little bit on the outside edges as well, all right, to just make that really good connection. Oh man, that's nice. And then down it goes. That's it. That's all there is to it. Super easy, short video. This can be one of the most frustrating parts to the old style Coxboxes. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit. Sometime in the future, we'll do a little bit more of an in-depth video where we show you how to actually replace this. If it's been worked and moved around too much, the cable on the outside of it, you can actually replace this part and get a really nice connection. So maybe we'll do that at some point. If you got any ideas for videos, especially NK products, put them in the comments or shoot me an email with things that you want to see, or things that you want to see how to fix it, or whatnot, how to keep it from doing something. So those old style parts right there are the hardest parts to keep working well for the old style Coxbox. New style Coxbox is easier, obviously, with the old pins. But there you go. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope training's going well. I'm seeing a lot of good videos out there of people going hard and getting ready to start to do 2Ks. So if you're doing that, keep it up. Keep up the good, consistent work. And if you're out on the water, stay safe. For those of you that are iced in right now, when you do get out on the water, don't go crazy. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time.